We're continuing our discussion on buying a home using a VA loan with a mortgage guy, Brad Stinson. Welcome to the show, Brad.
Thanks for having me, Denny.
Brad, tell us about your background. You were a Marine. Why, when did you join? What'd you do?
Yes, I joined the Marine Corps in 2004. I was not happy with my life where it was at that point in time. And I always joke around that 18-year-old Brad would have kicked the you-know-what out of 22-year-old Brad. The shock and awe campaign was going on, and I was just absolutely intrigued by it, and I decided to join.
Well, that makes sense. What did you do? Infantry, armor, what?
Shot artillery.
Okay.
The bastard child of the bastard child.
Yes. You have any hearing loss as a result?
Yes. I was attached to 111 Charlie Battery out in Camp Pendleton, California. We were responsible for the final field test of the new 777 howitzer that came out. So as a boot PFC, I was able to shoot over 4,000 rounds downrange.
Where else, in what other career area could somebody at the PFC level of experience do something like that? In the military, it's amazing what you can do.
Exactly. We always joked around that we were playing G.I. Joe out in the desert.
Yeah, I can tell you some desert stories out there, but we'll do that. We'll do that later. Okay, what got you interested in mortgages?
Ooh, that's a long story. I'll try to sum it up as quickly as possible. I purchased my home using my VA home loan benefit back in 2012, and we went to refinance my home. I say we, me and my wife, went to refinance my home because we knew we wanted to purchase again using our VA home loan benefit. And every lender I talked to had no idea how to handle it, how to answer the question. I ended up settling on the fact that I could not have multiple VA home loans. I could not reuse it. So right now I'm in a 15-year conventional fixed mortgage paying PMI, which drives me insane, when in fact that the lender just didn't know what they were doing. So that kind of propelled me down the road of becoming a VA home loan specialist.
And you are that now. So let's talk about VA loans. Everybody who's served, generally speaking, is entitled to a VA loan at some point or other. The biggest thing I've noticed, we've agreed in our conversations, most veterans don't know what their rights are. Most veterans don't know what they have. So if there's a veteran out there, we just talked to Cindy Lausma about if you're going to buy a house, how to talk to a realtor. When you're considering a VA loan, or some kind of loan, what are the kind of things you need to do? What are the alert points? What are the things we need to be aware that we don't know?
I understand what you're saying. The number one question that me as a veteran would ask a lender would be, am I eligible? Because you'd be surprised at the amount of lenders that cannot tell you or give you the straight answer. Because it's not as easy as, are you a veteran? Oh, therefore you are entitled to the VA home loan. It's not that simple, especially here in West Michigan, where we're surrounded by reserve centers. So the reservists need to meet a specific year and points. If we do not have those years and point statements, how can we determine if you're eligible? So that would be the first question that I would ask as a veteran to a lender. Am I eligible? And can you tell me if I'm eligible? And if they say, yes, I can tell you if you are, there is a document. It is the most important document dealing with the VA home loan. And I highly advise you and suggest that you obtain this document. It's your eligibility certificate, your COE. This is the document that will allow you as a veteran to go to any lender and say, hey, I am eligible for the VA home loan.
Who gives it to you? VA?
Now, there's 3 ways in which you can obtain a COE. The first way is through the eBenefits web portal, which if you are not on that actively, I highly suggest you at least check it out. It's a fantastic web portal. You can get it through there. You can get it through a lender. Me as a lender, I can pull it for you. It takes me 30 seconds, and that's no joke. I type with 3 fingers, so I type a little slower. But I can pull it for you in 30 seconds. Or you can go through archives.gov.
Okay, so getting it's not a problem. All you need to do is know that you need it.
Correct. And the reason why I'm emphasizing this is because there's so many lenders out there that will blame these long drawn out processes to obtain this eligibility document. And if they cannot get it for you, they obviously do not know how to do a VA home loan.
So that's a good indication to go somewhere else. This is Colonel Denny Gillem on Frontlines of Freedom. We're discussing VA mortgages with Brad Stinson. Brad, tell us the name of the company you work with.
I work with the Veterans Home Front at Benchmark Mortgage.
Okay. So now I know I'm eligible because I asked or I got my certificate. What else do I need to know about a VA loan as a veteran, assuming that I'm eligible for it?
Okay. There are many, many, many benefits to the VA home loan. The most important one is that you have earned it. This is the best financing tool on the planet. You have earned it. Do not let any lender tell you otherwise, any agent tell you otherwise. The benefits that are included in the VA home loan include no PMI. You pay no mortgage insurance on a monthly basis. That saves you over $100 every month. There's lenient credit underwriting. So if you had a prior VA foreclosure, or if you've had a foreclosure, filed bankruptcy, or your credit is not to the standard that you think it should be, you'd be shocked at what's allowed with the VA home loan. You can have multiple VA home loans at a time, and there's many, many, many more. So please do all of us veterans a service and do not listen to the myths that are out there.
We don't have a lot of time left, but there are some myths out there. Why don't you tell us what some of them are?
The myths that are out there that I come across on a daily basis are zero down equals weak buyer. Because we have earned the right to do a zero down payment loan, they automatically assume that us veterans are weak buyers. Credit underwriting takes longer. The VA home loans take longer to close. My personal favorite, the seller has to pay for the veteran's fees. The other myth is you can only have one VA loan at a time or one in your lifetime. And the most prevalent with the real estate community is the VA appraisals are tougher.
So what he just talked about, folks, are not true, but too many people think they are true. Brad, we're about out of time, but one, I'm going to have you back. Talk to listeners now about how they can contact you if they have questions, because what you're saying applies across the United States. VA is VA is VA. How can people contact you if they want more information?
Yes, absolutely. You can find my information on my website at www.teambradStinson.com, or email address is brad@teambradStinson.com.
And if you get all of that, email me, Denny at frontlinesoffreedom.com, and I'll get it to him. Brad, I'm going to have you back. There's so much more we need to talk about. Thank you for your service to our nation. Thank you for the way you're serving veterans now, not just veterans, but especially the way you're serving veterans now. And just thanks for being here. I appreciate you.
It was my pleasure and my honor, and thank you for your service, and thanks for having me on. I'm happy to come on whenever you ask, and veteran home ownership is a huge deal to me. On a personal level, I know the effect it had on me when I transitioned. Finally felt like I was able to plant roots and be allowed to be back home. So that's what pushes me forward on a daily basis, and I'm happy to do it.
Amen, brother.